4, and in this video we will explain about our magazine. First of all, I would like to describe the overview of our magazine. The name of our magazine is Genius Magazine, and the title on the cover page is All About Financial. This is because during our first meeting, we all agreed to choose financial as our main focus on the content. Why financial? Because we think that it is a more professional or mature topic to discuss further, considering our roles as future university graduates. Financial literacy is the understanding of key financial concepts and skills. Someone's level of financial literacy is a strong indicator of how financially successful they will be in the future. Financial literacy for college students is especially important. A college student face unique economic challenges. They are at an age where adopting basic financial skills and knowledge can profoundly impact their entire adulthood. In our magazine, we carefully choose 5 topics to be made into article. The first one is titled Best Key Attributes for Financial Management, written by Fatih Kabra. Second, The Entrepreneur as a Mentor and What We Can Learn from Them, written by Muhammad Haziq Haikal. Third is Start Your Business, Be Your Own Boss, written by Nur Suryani. Fourth, Aiming for Financial Freedom, written by Daryl Chia. And lastly, Self-Financial Development, written by Anakadur Ahmad. Further details of the article will be explained by my other group members.
After the COVID-19 pandemic, which has left no one unaffected, many have come to realize the importance of being financially literate and always having a financial backup plan in case of emergencies. This is especially true for the young graduates who have just entered the workplace and have yet to build a stable and high income. That is why we believed that producing a financially themed magazine is very relevant to our current situation. The first article, titled Best Key Attributes for Financial Management, highlights some of the key attributes correlated to good financial management that should be cultivated from young. This article explores why and how these attributes can contribute to financial literacy in the later stages of life. This article covers attributes such as creative thinking, responsibility, and adaptability. In the article Entrepreneur as a Mentor and What We Can Learn from Them, we delve into the success stories of some of the most highly successful entrepreneurs of the present. Find out about the challenges that they faced and how they overcame them to finally achieve the success that they have today. We are able to learn and emulate their attitude when facing these challenges and gain life lessons from them. The third article, titled Start Your Own Business, Be Your Own Boss, is about exploring the option of starting your own business and what are the benefits of becoming a boss instead of finding a regular white-collar job. The article also highlights some challenges that can be expected as a boss and what are some skills that are required to be a good employer. Next, the article Aiming for Financial Freedom offers some practical steps and tips on how a young graduate can manage finances well. This article offers useful guidelines and explanations that is applicable to anyone who is looking to improve their financial planning skills. It is never too early to start planning financially for the future in order to have less financial worries and be financially free. The last article, titled Self-Financial Development, unravels some of the after effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on the global economy. It also suggests the option to explore the world of investing and some possible areas that might be worthwhile to invest in the future, and why.
Hello everyone, my name is Fatih. Today I want to talk about the difficulty and challenge that our group encounter in this magazine project. So first we have communication barrier. Before you know it, this is not about a language barrier at all, but more in miscommunication and unresponsiveness during discussion. Most of it was happened during WhatsApp group or during discussion in WhatsApp, like how we choose the best main topic but still have a hard discussion on it, like how we compare the example of the topic given by the lecturer with the latest topics that will be a good idea to this part of the magazine that we will make up. Next is tight schedule. In here, we all know that every student, every people have their own priorities, right? Because of that, it was hard to find the best time when all the group members are free to do the meeting, to join the meeting. And this can affect the timeline progress of the project itself. The third one is lack of experience. Since none of us have a designer background, we also doesn't have any experience when making magazine. It's not an easy task when you have to build from scratch when you doesn't have any experience for. So in that we have to choose the best font, the best color palette to synchronize with each other in each pages of the magazine. We have to arrange the text and the paragraph so the magazine will look more like a professional magazine instead of a kids magazine. We need to make the magazine to be more interesting as possible since we want people in general to read it. We want people to read the magazine not just because the topic that we choose, but it also because the design and the templates and also the element that we give properly to them, and it will be make a really good magazine that people will be more satisfying to read it. And the last one, which is more the crucial one, is the incomplete participation. Since we're talking about a group project, not individual project, when one of the member gone, the foundation of the group itself will be go down as well. Will also be gone as well. It won't finish smoothly. It won't finish smoothly. It could cause chain of the problems like late submission, incomplete part of submission, etc. As a group member, at the very first, we at least have to realize our part and our role in this group. We also have to do the task smoothly without being a burden to other members because this gonna be affect our grade in this course, not just course but also whole project when you have one. That's all I can present about our difficulties and challenge. And my friend Hazik Haikal after this will give you the best possible solution for these difficulties and challenges that we will encounter, and maybe you guys too.
I will be presenting about the solutions for the problem that has been presented by Fatih before this. For the first problem, which is lack of experience, we try to overcome it by reading other published magazines and some of the magazines that was provided by lecturer as a reference. From there, we learn how to write the format and how to get readers interested in our topics. For the second problem, which is a tight schedule, we try to overcome it by setting a date and time in advance to suit each of the members' timetable to ensure that everyone could attend the meeting for the project. And lastly, I will combine both of the communication barrier and incomplete participation. As Fatih said, since this is a group project, we are bound to have miscommunication and other stuff that affects the progress of this project. As for our solution, we will ensure that everyone understands the context that each member is presenting, and if one of them don't understand it, we will revise it back to ensure they understand it. We also remind each group members in the WhatsApp group about the deadline and remind them to finish the task to ensure the task is done on time.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Ala Kadur, and I'm gonna talk about my experience working on this magazine. Well, I divided it into two parts. The first being the skills I gained, and the second part being the lessons I learned. For the first part, I would say the first and most important skill I gained was writing in my own words. Like, because in the past, whenever I had a project or an assignment or anything that I had to write, usually I would just go on the internet, look for sources, look for articles, and get where I want, and then I would just change the tone and like put it in my own way, just reword the whole thing. But now, working on this magazine, I started just writing on my own from scratch, writing the whole thing, and then looking for sources that would support my point of view. And for the second skill, I would say was the presentability. Because we're academics, always thought like we didn't really need to have designs and all that with whatever work we're presenting. It was just more about the context, not about the shape. But working on this magazine, to attract the attention of the readers, we had to work on the design, on the colors, on the pictures, and whatever. And I noticed the difference and how much that would impact the way people would view our work. And I'll take that in later on. And the third thing was researching. We always like, when it comes to researching, we were so simple about it before. We just write on the internet whatever you want, but there were skills to it, looking for articles, and there's different sources now. There's the newspapers, there's the blogs, and there's the articles, and there's the textbooks, and all those. And you have to know the difference between all of that and how to search for all of them. And all these I learned through making this magazine. The second part is the lessons I learned from making this magazine. Well, the first and most important lesson I learned was obviously the topic I talked about, which was the financial awareness. It was really eye-opening to read about all these things, how the way the financial and economical state of our world has shifted. The emergence of cryptocurrencies, the changing currencies generally, the NFTs, the different ways of investing, the online payments, the online trading system. It made me rethink my plan for the future. I wasn't really aware of all these things before I started, writing about it. And it just made me realize that in general, it's not just about financial. We have to always keep up. We always have to read and see the way people are talking, see what's happening in our world. Awareness in general, social awareness and financial awareness are really important, especially because we're becoming adults now. After we finish our studies, we'll graduate and we have to work and all that. We have to be really aware of what's happening around us. And I learned a lot about journalism as well, and the fact that it's really complicated. It's a talent, it's a skill. It's not just something. It's not just about researching and writing. It takes a lot of commitment, and it was a really great experience. And I also learned about the importance of teamwork. Perhaps in this group assignment, especially, always in the beginning, we would always divide the work, and everyone does his work on their own. But in this one, we really had to stick together and discuss and look for sources and all that together. We had to be on the same page. Maybe it's a new experience for me, and it was really great.